What happens if your child is injured at daycare? We send our kids to daycare for them to be taken care of during the day, and just think about daycare. We expect them to be cared for. But occasionally, unfortunately, our kids get injured while at daycare. So what do? The first thing I would do is tell you to take a deep breath and let's see how serious is the injury. If it's a minor injury that's going to heal up, I don't think you're going to want to get a lawyer involved. You may have legal rights, but is it going to be worth it to pursue if your child is bitten and that bite is not going to be a serious long-term injury? That to me would be an issue for you to take up with daycare management to make sure that the environment is safe and that doesn't happen again. But I don't know that a law firm is going to be able to represent you if the injury is just a temporary minor injury that's going to heal up. But serious injuries also can happen. So what happens if it's a serious injury? I think it comes down to investigating and proving what happened. It may be that something happened, that your child was bitten or assaulted by another child at the daycare. It can happen. Well, we'd want to see what happened there. Is that child known to be violent? Is that child been warned, kicked out of 3 other daycares? Things can happen, and it's up to the daycare to, where your child is going each day, to be providing a safe and secure environment for your child. And part of that is to know the kids that they have, and if there are kids in the daycare who are causing problems, that's the responsibility of the daycare. Now, the other thing that can happen is kids sometimes are injured because the daycare premises are unsafe. So we would want to look at what happened. How was your child injured? Maybe he or she fell through an air conditioning vent, a hole in the floor, and you go and look at it, and it's just an old thing just sitting there and could come loose, and your child stepped on it and it just popped off, and your child falls through the hole, breaks his leg. Bad injuries can happen. Those generally are things that the daycare should be responsible for, providing a safe and secure premises. The building, the floors, the walls all have to be safe and secure. They can't allow dangerous conditions to exist where the kids can get hurt, because kids are too young to take care of themselves. We have to provide the safe environment. And then finally, injuries unfortunately can occur when the daycare staff or owners of the daycare cause the injuries, either through negligence or abuse. Those injuries and those cases need to be investigated thoroughly and quickly to prove exactly what happened, and often a very detailed background investigation into the person who caused the injury needs to be conducted, because for many cases we've seen, the injury that occurs is not the first time that's happened. So find out what happened, and yes, you do have rights. If your child's injured in a daycare, sometimes it's through no fault of your child or anybody else. It just happens, but many times it can be because someone else has done something wrong, and serious injuries are entitled to compensation. Thank you.